it's 6 o'clock. Mr. Bill, would you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Cruzen.
Here.
Mr. Harris.
Here.
Mr. McDonald.
Here.
Mrs. McFerrin.
Here.
Mr. Sapp.
Here. Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, you. Okay. I want to welcome the public this afternoon or this evening to our May board meeting. Changes to the agenda, are there any?
Not to the agenda.
Okay. The minutes, are there any corrections that need to be made to any of the minutes?
Yes, the minutes of May 5th, item number 3. There's a correction. It has Mr. McDonald is absent. That's a typo. It should be yes.
Okay. All right, so is there a motion to approve the 2 special meetings, 1 regular meeting, and the treasurer's financial report? Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second. Call the roll.
Mr. Sapp.
Yes.
Mr. McDonald.
Yes.
Mrs. Cruzen.
Yes.
Mr. Harris.
Yes.
Mrs. McFerrin.
Yes.
Motion to approve the following school Medicaid program renewal agreement with Healthcare Process Consulting, beginning July 1st, ending on June 30th, 2015. And there's backup material.
Can you tell me pretty much what this covers, or is it just a program that we have? Mr. Hill?
HPC is a third-party administrator, and what they do for us is they file with the state all of the Medicaid charges that we would incur for students that are eligible for Medicaid and through their family, for occupational therapy, physical therapy, any of those kinds of things. We get a partial reimbursement from the state, and they handle all that paperwork. They charge us a fee to do that. The fee is about $6,000 a year, but the reimbursements we get approach $50,000 a year. So it's well worth it.
Well worth it. Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mrs. Cruzen.
Yes.
Mrs. McFerrin.
Yes.
Mr. Harris.
Yes.
Mr. McDonald.
Yes.
Mr. Sapp.
Yes.
Resolution to be a member of the Ohio High School Athletic Association for the 2014-15 school year. And then if you agree to that, I have a formula to sign.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Sappko.
Yes.
Mr. McDonald.
Yes.
Mrs. Cruzen.
Yes.
Mr. Harris.
Yes.
Mrs. McFerrin.
Yes.
Motion to adjust the 2013-14 school calendar as follows: from 180 days to 175 due to the closing of the schools for hazardous weather conditions on January 6th, 7th, 20th, 29th, and February 5th. And May 27, 2014 is a makeup day due to closing of the school for hazardous weather conditions on February 18th.
Motion. Second.
Call the roll.
Mrs. Cruzen.
Yes.
Mrs. McFerrin.
Yes.
Mr. Harris.
Yes.
Mr. McDonald.
Yes.
Mr. Sappko.
Yes.
Motion to approve the following donations. Sebring West Branch Area Community Foundation donated $500 for the academic banquet. Sebring Police and Fire Department and Sebring Fire donated $909 from scrap cars to the SAD program. General Mills donated $635.10 to BL Miller's Principal Fund.
What's that, box tops?
Box tops.
Wow, that's a lot of box tops.
Motion. Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Sappko.
Yes.
Mr. McDonald.
Yes.
Mrs. Cruzen.
Yes.
Mr. Harris.
Yes.
Mrs. McFerrin.
Yes.
Next is a motion to approve summer school program for BL Miller, and then the 6 teachers teachers that are listed: Denise Badley, Michelle Campbell, Lisa Dennis, Gina Diostroff, Amy Guy, and Janelle Thorne.
Motion.
Second. What do you guys want? Call the roll.
It was a tough.
Oh.
Mrs. McFerrin?
Yes.
Mrs. Cruzen?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
And Mr. Safko?
Yes.
Okay, number 9, motion to non-renew Angela Ring in educational aid.
Motion to approve.
Motion.
Yes.
Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. McFerrin?
Yes.
Mrs. Cruzen?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Safko?
Yes.
10, motion to grant a 1-year limited contract for Mary Jackson to be the school counselor.
Motion. Second.
Call the roll.
Mrs. McFerrin?
Yes.
Mrs. Cruzen?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
And Mr. Safko?
Yes.
Okay, and she couldn't be here, but she wanted to say thank you. Okay,
Busy time of year.
Item 11, motion to grant a 1-year supplemental contract effective with the 2013-14 school year at the current salary schedule, and that's for Gina Diostroff for math contest advisor for the St. Peter's.
Motion.
Second.
Take all roll.
Call the roll.
Sorry, I didn't hear. Mr. Safko?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mrs. Cruzen?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mrs. McFerrin?
Yes.
12, comments from the building principals.
Good yourself.
I might want to start out by saying that we're just really elated with the scores that our sophomores and our teachers and educational staff, parents, community members, anybody that helped in even a small way, we were very pleased with our OGT results. And in a nutshell, let's say there was 45 students that tested in our building. Those are 45 students that regularly attend SBRING-McKinley. In reading, we had 43 pass. 28 of those students scored either advanced or accelerated. 41 passed out of 45 in math. 28 scored at least advanced or accelerated. In writing, we had 44 out of 45 students pass, 28 scoring advanced or accelerated, 39 for science with 27 advanced or accelerated, and we had 40 pass social studies with 31 advanced or accelerated. I think a lot of this has to do with some scheduling things that we had changed. Also our Trojan time, where that's the small group. Teachers are assigned about 9 to 10 students and they work with them throughout the year. A lot of students attend an intervention opposite their lunch. We had a reward system that the students bought into and appreciated, and we are going to really remind the other students, especially the freshmen coming up, about the rewards that we have in place for working really hard on these state-mandated tests. Also, the teachers worked hard to utilize short answer and extended response questions. They had challenging reading assignments, stressed the importance of reading, test-taking skills, etc. So there was a lot of things that the staff worked together on, and I'm very proud of them and the students. We had a great turnout at the senior showcase tonight. We did not have it last year because that senior class did not want to put the time and effort, and overall I think our senior students did a pretty good job with it, and it's a nice keepsake for them to have with them the rest of their lives as well. Varsity softball and baseball this year, they each won a first-round tournament game. Then they did get defeated in the second round. I will, for the next board meeting, have the ITCL selections. Just off the top of my head, I know Jerry Billingsley and, can you help me, Carolyn? Joey Holback. Yeah, you should know Joey. They were honored with first team. And then I believe we had two, maybe one for second team and two honorable mention. And I wasn't able to get the softball, so I will say that at our next board meeting.
Mr. Corby?
Yes.
Kenny has that information.
Oh, very good, Kenny. Did you already share it with us?
No,
or
No,
did you
no,
mention it?
he
Oh,
mentioned it.
I can.
Oh, if you would, sir, the
With
girls'
4
softball.
girls chosen, Murphy was first team, Sydney was second team pitching, Kelsey was second team catching, and Ariana Papik was honorable mention.
Wonderful. So thank you so much. So that I'm very proud of. Yes, that's wonderful. And as all of you know, especially those sitting here with us this evening, you have to keep your grades up. You cannot be tardy. You have to be in attendance at school. And I still wish that every single student in our school was involved in some kind of extracurricular, because it does help our teachers, it helps the students stay focused on academics, and so we're really, really proud of those students. The senior breakfast and awards assembly will be tomorrow. We also have a spring music concert tomorrow. That starts at 7 in the auditorium. Our 6th graders will come over and visit and take a tour of our building and get to visit with me a little bit. That's on Wednesday at 11. We're going to have sports physicals with Doc Everett on Thursday, junior high dance Thursday evening, OGT cookout on Friday, and that's one of those rewards. Any student that took the time to spend extra with teachers, and especially during their study halls, and they had to show up and we kept good attendance. Mary Jo Bourne helped us tremendously, so we're going to reward them with the cookout on Friday. I told Mrs. Viscount, she doesn't have to cook or anything, I'll handle that, as if she'll come over and visit with us. And then our final thing of the, well, obviously this Sunday is graduation at 1 o'clock, and then on Tuesday, the 27th, our last day of school, we have our spring sports banquet, and that'll be over at Heritage Oaks at 6 o'clock. So really busy time of the year. Thank you.
Mr. Corby, you may not have this answer or not, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but
That's okay.
of the 6 up here that didn't pass in one area or so, do you know how close they were to passing?
I don't have that, and I would love to address that, though. We had some students at 399, 398, 397. 400's a cutoff. Now, remember, I think some of you remember this last year. We sent in rescores on like 15 or 16 students.
Right.
None of them came back.
Right.
So I called the state, and they said, Mr. Corby, this is a good thing. And I said, well, please tell me how it's a good thing. We have kids that are 399. You can't find a point? But what they said was they thoroughly grade with a set of people that grade. Then they rescore them again. And they basically said the rescores are for a very obvious error, that maybe something was bubbled wrong and the score came back 0. But that didn't make me feel any better. But pretty close. And I think we will not have to offer summer school OGT this year, because we had so many pass, and we're pretty good with our juniors and seniors that still needed to pass.
I think there's reading only 2 that failed. I mean, that's great. I mean,
That is great.
That's,
Yes,
and writing only, 1 in writing. I mean, that's wonderful. Yeah, outstanding. Okay.
thanks.
Okay. News from BL. I'd like to congratulate Lynn Chu for receiving her Master Teacher Renewal, Master Teacher designation. A thank you to Market Day volunteers. They've raised over $1,973 this year and over $59,928 during the lifetime that we've had a partnership with them. Thank you to Gina Diostroff for supervising the St. Jude's Math Marathon. We raised over $2,236. Congratulations to Mrs. Thorne for being named Teacher of the Month with the Alliance Area Chamber of Commerce.
Congratulations.
And tomorrow night at 6 is our 6th grade graduation, and then they're going to be all yours.
See, my son said 6:30. I don't know if he wants me to be there.
Oh, and I have a note here from Ty and Shandi Schaefer to the board. Thanks so much for the personally delivered and decorated chocolate bar. How totally yummy. Thanks also again for the extensive time and energy you put into our schools. My husband and I really appreciate all you do.
Ms. Can I add one more? Since Mrs. Seavey's here with us, I'd like to thank her for all her services to our students and community, all the years that she was here. And we actually did surprise her on Friday, and we had a little celebration for her and also for Mrs. Dolan, who will be leaving our school too. So I just wanted to thank her while she was here with us. So.
Comments from SLEA? Comments from the public?
Comments? No?
I have one.
Okay. Yeah, you're
We
public.
talked earlier in the meeting about the box tops money, and I just think that Jen Baum deserves a huge round of applause for that, because she organizes, collects, counts, and everything. And I know she has students that help her too, but that is a huge undertaking, and it is amazingly beneficial to the students at our school. So thank you, Jen.
All right. So item 15 is executive session to consider appointment, employment, discipline.
Is there a motion to move into executive session?
Motion. Second.
Call the roll?
Mrs. McFerrin?
Yes.
Mrs. Cruzen?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Zappa?
Yes.